All right, guys. So here is our final topic, which again is our Bad Batch episode 8 spoiler discussion and review. So if you still haven't seen it, you could still watch it. You're just going to get some spoilers. So, like I did mention before, there was an appearance of a character who we haven't seen in a while, but we've seen before. So before we get into all that, let's get the Rick. What were your first initial thoughts of this episode? What did you think about it overall?
Thought it was good. It just kind of carried the story along. It was action packed. It went right along and just kind of continued what we'd already seen. That cameo appearance at the end was definitely a big surprise. Kind of upsetting. I mean, I drew even some comparisons to the episode of The Mandalorian, the tragedy in season 2, just
Hmm.
because there's a lot of similarities with the way things happen. But I mean, like you said though, you kind of told me off camera, like you can find that with really anything. So, but I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good, man. I really liked I mean, like I said, this is final warning for spoilers, so I am gonna name drop stuff here. It was nice to see Cad Bane though.
It was, yeah. Like out of all the people, I was not expecting to see Cad Bane, but
Yeah,
that was pretty cool though. I mean,
it was really cool.
I
Make
like his character. He's definitely like a Clint Eastwood, like gunslinger kind of. It'd be honestly the perfect character for the Mandalorian,
He really would.
like as like an opponent or like somebody.
Well, what's interesting too is supposedly the dent on Boba Fett's helmet was by Cad Bane, so I wonder if we'll actually see that happen in Bad
Well, yeah,
Batch.
because there's a concept story from I think it was Clone Wars, like that was never made, and you can actually see the animation of Boba Fett when he first gets his armor facing off with Cad Bane, and boom, that was
Hmm.
yeah how the dent happened.
Yeah, so I'm curious if we'll see some Boba Fett action up in the Bad Batch and maybe some Cad Bane versus Boba Fett action.
That'd be
I
cool.
presume Cad Bane will die shortly after that happens. Like, I don't
Yeah,
think he's gonna survive.
no, but it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. It'd be weird to see a live action Cad Bane. I don't know how they would do that if it'd be like mainly CG or
It probably would be CG just for the mouth moving and everything, but
yeah,
they could do practical and CG. It'd probably be the better way to go about it. It really
yeah,
just depends. Like if they're gonna put as much work into it as like a Thanos, and he'd probably work fine as CG. But if they're not planning on doing that, then I would use like a practical base and then just kind of like the Deadpool mask,
yeah, do like
Spider-Man
effects on
mask.
top of it. Yeah,
Yeah. But nevertheless, I love this episode. That was great. It was like probably the most cinematic one of
yeah,
any of them that we've had. There were some great shots in it.
there were.
We got our Crosshair finally returned.
Yeah, he gets fucked up
He
too.
does get fucked up. He really does.
Like he gets like fucked up.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. What ends up happening with him, not to jump around, but I'm wondering how that's gonna impact because obviously, like where is it at?
He got injured.
Like he
Like it
gets
makes you.
burned
Yeah, like he
all
gets like.
over his face, and one of his eyes are covered. And he's a sniper. So I'm wondering what kind of, impact this is actually gonna have on his, psyche. You know what I
He's
mean?
basically in an engine as it's running. Yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, if, he's this, what makes him unique is his ability as a sniper. If he is now damaged goods,
he's
like
not gonna be. The Empire may not want even anything to do with him.
exactly, and that's the thing. How is it
But
going
where's he
to
gonna go
affect
from
him?
there?
Well, that's
But
the thing though, if with the Order 66 stuff, it's he's not even gonna have a choice.
well, what about like what if like with the injuries that Wrecker had, obviously like activating his inhibitor chip and all that. What if these injuries that Crosshair has endured have somehow or another affected his inhibitor chip? I mean, we just didn't get to see enough of it to actually see if that happened or anything, but it's possible.
It is possible. I mean, we
Like
definitely won't know until hopefully there's the one thing, and I've said this every single time. My main complaint with this show is that I just still don't know where they're going with it.
yeah.
It's the only reason I really would wish I just knew is because they're starting out all these threads, right? Like they're showing the building blocks of the empire. They introduce the characters of the Bad Batch. They've done the thing with the Empire wanting to discontinue the clones, and they've shown how different worlds are affected by the Empire moving in and
Yeah.
doing all the stuff. But if this show only lasts one season, like there's gonna be so many, like, loose threads that just never get tied up, and it's
I
gonna really
think though
bum me
there's
out.
gonna be enough episodes if it is only one season where
There's
they
only 16 episodes.
that's a lot though compared to like Mando. That's 2 seasons worth of Mando.
Yeah, but the I'm just worried that, like, 'cause I look at, like, Clone Wars, for instance, okay? That show didn't really catch on, like, until, like, the show was over. There was, like, how
Yeah.
many years in between the final season of Clone Wars, and then, like, even, like, there was a couple years in between season 5 and season 6, and then and then it was, like, years later they finally came back into season 7.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean? So
was literally years.
yeah, so my main concern is that because I really love the show, and, like, I want to see more and more and more and more. I wanna see the rise of the Empire. That's something
Yeah.
that I've always wanted to see.
Well, you're seeing that transition from clones to actual people, and not that clones aren't people, but
True, true, true. Right.
I mean, like, even those elite clones from the first episode, those were just regular humans. They weren't clones, they were in clone armor, like the black clone armor, but they weren't
Yeah, they're
clones.
just dudes, conscripted soldiers.
Yeah, and they even said, I think they're like, "We're not mercenaries."
Yeah, there are people who are because that's the thing. The Empire is now leaning to they're gonna discontinue we know the Empire discontinues the clones, but,
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. They've introduced that as a story arc in this season. So,
They haven't
again
really expanded on that a whole lot,
but, yeah,
though.
they haven't been focusing on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they've introduced a lot of very cool concept. We've seen a lot of cool characters, like, we saw Rex come back.
Yeah, that was good.
That was
Rex
great.
is, like, one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Rex is awesome, so I would love to see more of Rex. That now we have Cad Bane back, so
Right.
I would like to see, like, where's that gonna go now?
They have that
And
big
then
shootout at the end with them, and
well, that's the thing is, like, we have the stuff with the Bad Batch, which is, like, the core of the show,
yeah.
but then they're doing all these other things, which is, like, I'm eating it all up. Like, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I just worry that, like, the show's not gonna get a second season, and we're never gonna see this stuff play out.
I
You
hope
know what I
we do.
mean?
I mean,
I imagine it will. I hope it does, but, I mean, I just don't know, man. I don't know. I wanna see all these things, and I wanna see more of it. I want it to keep
every time I
going.
come over, you're watching Clone Wars.
Well, no, I'm done with everything now, though, so I'm not that's another reason why, like, I wanna see more of that
Yeah, you
dude.
need more.
I need
It's like
more.
Kylo Ren and Last Jedi, like, "More!
Yeah, dude, I'm, like, fiending for more,
More!"
and, like, that's one of, like, the great things about this show is it really is, like, a spiritual successor of the Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It's like Clone Wars Part 2.
yeah, it really is. So, like, so I'm very and not to mention, like, the animation, the overall look of everything is just fucking leaps and bounds beyond anything that it was before. So it's, like, even better. Like, even like, 'cause it looked great for the final 4 episodes of season 7 of the Clone Wars, but, dude, this is so much better than that even. Like, this show looks incredible. It's
They
just
did a really good job with
it's
it.
like it's a treat for the eyes. Like, I
Yeah,
love everything about how the show looks.
right.
So, like, I would love to see even dude, if they just went back and just reskinned all of Clone Wars to look like this,
You're
I'd
right, just
I'd
use the
watch
same
it.
engine and
Yeah, I'd watch it all, dude, like, 100%. So, yeah, though, like, in the end, I loved the episode, but, yeah, they've also introduced the thing with Lama Su where they're trying to make the Stage 3 clones, we still don't know what that's even about.
yeah,
You know what
right.
I mean? Like,
We'll have to expand into that.
we don't know who Omega is, you
No,
know? Like, is
no
she
idea.
Force sensitive? Is she not Force sensitive? Because that's all the
Is it
theories
Ray's
going around.
mom?
Not Ray's
It's not
mom.
Ray's mom.
It's not Ray's. I don't like anybody out there who thinks like they're trying to make like Star Killer and she's Ray's mom. Like, dude, why are you reaching for so much
People
stuff?
were even comparing just like, dude, she's got the same similar hairstyle as Palpatine. She's a Palpatine clone. It's just like, no,
No, my God, no. Like, she's gonna like I don't know how meaningful she's gonna be by any means, but like, you just quit reaching. Not everything
people
has
think
to
that she's
connect.
Phasma, like all kinds of stupid shit.
Yeah, not everything has to connect,
Yeah.
man. It's like
With Star Wars, it kind of does.
no, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. It literally doesn't.
Like it just doesn't have to connect. There was a meme I saw, I forget what it was, but it was literally something like it said like Dave Filoni introduces like new like character who has no ties to anything and they're like great on their own, like blah blah. And then like right underneath that as like Star Wars fandom was like, but who's he related to? Like blah blah blah, blah, like who's this? Who's it's just like stop. They're just characters, man. They're
Yeah,
by
just let them
themselves.
be.
Let them
Let them
be their own
exist as
thing.
themselves.
Yeah, like, just let them do their thing, dude. Let them
Mhm.
do their thing. But, yeah, I love the episode.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
just wanna know where the damn show is going. I wish I knew what the
I
'cause
think that's our conclusion we come to every time we
every time.
review this. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just,
because
where's it going?
they keep introducing something new. Like, 'cause now it's like the Cat Bane stuff.
Yeah, it's like that's a whole new arc.
Yeah, it's a whole new thing. Cause like, obviously, like, Omega's taken too on top of that, but we know that's just Lama Su. Because that's the other thing too, like, Lama Su is the one who hired the bounty hunters, they hired the Finnick, and then they hired Cad. So it's like they obviously need Omega for the Stage 3 clone troopers, but for what purpose?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and plus, is it gonna be the kind of thing where, like, they're going to use all of her genetic material to where, like, they're gonna essentially kill her in order to do this? That's another problem potentially, you know what I mean?
Apparently, the ending of the show is really sad, according to the composers. So
Well, and that's another thing too. If there's like a true ending to it, then how do we know there's gonna be another season?
they're gonna like vivisect Omega.
Yeah,
No, just kidding. That'd be
I don't
horrible.
know. Who knows? I am digging the show though. I just
Yeah,
wish honestly, just selfishly, because I like it so much, and I ended up, like, after my rewatch of Clone Wars and Rebels and everything, and, like, I'm, like, super into it all right now, I just selfishly wish I could know if there's gonna be more seasons, damn it. Like, because, they're hooking me in with all these cool plot lines and cool characters and all that stuff, and I'm just gonna be real bummed out if it just ends.
right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, selfishly, I wanna know more and I want more, but I'm loving everything they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish I had more of a clear direction, because it's like, to give an example, we know when the trilogy comes out that it's gonna be 3 movies. You know what I mean? So it's like we expect and we know that everything should be wrapped up and answered in a nice little bow by the 3rd film.
Exactly.
But
Didn't
for
really happen with the sequels.
no, the sequels aside. But for this, we don't have that. We don't know, like, what their plans are, like, how many seasons they're gonna do, et cetera, because if this is supposed to be just, like, a one-off season, I would have honestly probably preferred them to not introduce all these other cool things, like, not focus so much on the Empire and the effect that it's having, like, as it's being developed, and not focus, not bring, like, not that, like, I don't like all these things, but, like, I'm just gonna be bummed if this ends after 1 season
And that's all you get.
and that's all we get. We don't get to see more about that happen, because that was one of the coolest things I liked about Rebels, was just seeing the inner workings of the Empire and how, like, their hold on different planets, like, actually affected those, those
The
systems.
residents, yeah.
Yeah, like, I liked that stuff, and we
Species.
didn't get enough of it really there. Like,
Yeah.
Rebels was very fulfilling, though, when it all finally finished, but I don't know. We just haven't seen this, like, Rise of the Empire stuff. I've said it, like, time and time again. Even with the sequel trilogy, it's just, it starts and they're just there. Like,
Right.
in the OT, the movie starts and the Empire's just, they're there.
Yeah,
You
they
don't
just
know
exist.
how or why, they're just there. So, like, I like seeing this though, especially, and the prequels was kinda the same way. Like, in the prequels, come the end of it, the Empire's just there.
Yeah,
Like,
they
Order
just
66 happens and it's just over.
yeah,
Now it's the
First
Empire.
Galactic Empire, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, I wanna see it, like, actually happen, damn it. Like, because there's that 30-year gap between the prequels and the OT, that this is where this is, and that's
Right.
what I'd like, I wanna see.
Expand on
Yeah, I
that.
wanna see it, like, give me 10 seasons of this kinda stuff, it doesn't necessarily have to follow the Bad Batch the whole time, but just, everything, because Rebels kinda did that, you know what I mean? It's like its own thing, but it also connected back to Clone Wars, with, like, Ahsoka and everything, so, I don't know. I'm hoping we get more of that. What are your kinda closing thoughts on it?
I would agree. That's really all I have to say.
Alright, well, good deal. Well, then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it here, guys, with a shorter show today. So, and then, again, old John Knight here wasn't able to be with us, but I'll throw up his card here so you can go follow him at Nightwing_K right there. So
Over on the
there's
Twitters and the
on the
Instagram.
on the tweeters and the Instagrams. So other than that, though, Rick, I'm sure he'll jump in the comments or something to give his thoughts
Right.
on everything that we talked about. So, Rick, where can everybody find you and follow you
You
online?
can follow me on Instagram simply at Sir Rick Metz, as you can see below.
There it is. You can follow me simply at Sir Rob Bifo right there on all platforms. Just search for that. And also, like right here, just search, Rob Bifo. It's just Rob Bifo here, Sir Rob Bifo everywhere else. But other than that, do not forget, guys, if you have anything you want us to cover here on the show, you can submit topics and questions by emailing us at honestanduneducated@gmail.com. That's honestanduneducated@gmail.com. Other than that, our collectible reviews go up every Wednesday. Again, the most recent one I did was the deluxe edition Hot Toys Jin Urso, which quickly became, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I mentioned it on social media. This quickly became like one of my favorite figures in my collection. I love this thing. It's an amazing figure. Simple figure, but it's damn good. Got a ton of accessories, super to the point, great likeness, fantastic stuff there. And then also don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and then we also have a podcast. So this show, Honest and Educated, goes up every Monday around 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's there for you on your morning commutes. But if you can't watch it on YouTube, the audio only, the podcast version also goes up, and you can find that on all platforms of choice. So Spotify, iTunes, whatever, just search Honest and Uneducated, subscribe to the podcast, do all that sorts of fun stuff. Every Friday we do our live streams, and again, if you're into the collectibles, that's where we do I'll do like live unboxings and figure previews of anything new I get in that week. So Friday around 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern time, come hang out with us there. We talk Bad Batch or whatever. We're doing actually now too, Rick, we're doing, because not to circle back to the bitching on the last segment, but because Loki's on Wednesdays, we can't do the spoiler discussion for the show, because by the time the show goes live, it's Monday, and
We're
that
2 days
means,
away from the next
and
episode.
no one cares about
It's
our thoughts
irrelevant,
on the
yeah.
episode anymore. So now we're doing our Loki spoiler discussions and reviews every Friday on stream. So it's kind of like a good thing and a bad thing, because now we just get to do the whole segment like live, for
True.
everybody, so we can have like an open discussion with people in the chat about it too. So that's cool. But we don't get to do it as part of the show anymore. So it's
No.
kind of like a bummer. But nevertheless, coming out this every Friday on stream, and that's when we'll be doing the Loki discussions for the next 4 weeks. We got 4 more episodes left, so we're doing that. But then other than that, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share, do all that sorts of fun stuff. But until next time, guys, take care.